Hey guys, last week I was asked one of my Ask Me Anythings, is it normal for women to get autoimmune issues after having babies? And I said, it's normal and it shouldn't be, and I'm going to attempt to explain why that is. But the best way to explain it is actually through visuals and pictures, so you're going to have to bear with me and my not so artsy visuals that I'm going to show you. But hopefully it breaks this down and helps it make more sense to you. So let's pretend that we have two women together and we have person A on the left and person B, and they are doing the exact same thing. They're eating the same food, they're exercising the same, they are sleeping the same, but person A is feeling great. And let's say person A and person B just had babies, right? So they're doing the exact same things, just had babies. Person A is feeling great, bounced back really well. Person B is really struggling. She's been hit with either postpartum depression or autoimmunes like rheumatoid arthritis, Hashimoto's, which is a really big one in right now for a lot of women. And she just doesn't feel good. Plus, there's weight gain now, and she can't get rid of the baby weight. In fact, she might be putting on more weight. I want to show you what person A and person B look like symbolically on a nutritional level and a chemical level and a hormonal level on the inside. So this is what they look like. The best visual I could give you is Jenga towers. So person A, that's what she looks like. Hormonally, nutritionally, chemically, things are okay. Yes, she had a baby, she's missing some blocks, but she is firm. She's feeling good. Person B is obviously not feeling good. Even though they are doing the exact same things, totally different outcomes. All right. So why? What is happening? Person A, let's see, person A, her health history was completely different leading up to pregnancy. Person B's health history was completely different leading up to her pregnancy. Person A, the Jenga tower that looks mostly intact, let's say when she was a baby, she drank breast milk, had minimal antibiotic exposure, minimal medication exposure. She ate lots of fruits and veggies, minimal soda, minimal processed foods. She went to bed at reasonable times. She managed her stress. This is how she looks now in her late 20s, early 30s. She feels pretty good. She still exercises. She still eats well. Person B, on the other hand, maybe doesn't have as good of a gut biome because of her childhood. Maybe she was delivered via C-section or given formula. And again, no judgment, fed is best. I'm not going to say breast is best. Fed is best. Feed your babies, guys. But there is massive correlations between being breastfed and immunity and gut biome versus formula. And a lot of formulas, check your formulas, guys. Some of them, or a lot of them, have high fructose corn syrup, which we all know is terrible for the body. But let's say this person B drank a lot of soda as a teenager, as a kid, drank a lot of sugary drinks, lots of candy, and now she falls pregnant. But look at her foundation. Now, to grow a baby requires a lot of building blocks. So when you have a rocky foundation, your building blocks are going to be falling over. So I want to show you kind of what our generation sort of looked like. I think our kids' generation is worse. So let's look at the first building blocks there. This is our story, right? Childhood. We end up pretty healthy. We hit our teens and our 20s. We become less healthy because we are now drinking lots of sugary drinks, soda. We are maybe partying, smoking, who knows what. We're being leached of more building blocks. And then postpartum, that third tower on the right, that baby just leaches us dry and our tower falls over completely. That is what's happening to us. Now, what's scary is our children are not starting off with as many building blocks as us. They are actually starting off with less. So they are starting off with the tower in the middle. That's why they're having allergies. That's why they're having eczema more than we ever did. That's why childhood cancers are increasing. So when they are starting off like that, and then when they're hitting adulthood and their bodies look like that tower on the far right, I mean, this is why, let me go back. This is why we're having fertility issues, and our children are going to have a worse time with fertility issues and a worse time with autoimmune issues. So you guys, health history is everything. We need to make sure that we are feeding our bodies properly, that we are getting rid of environmental toxins, because what we do and what we have done in the past is setting up our Jenga towers and making sure we have minimal amounts of blocks missing. But when we get pregnant, we are leached of so many blocks. We pull those blocks out to create a teeny tiny little tower called a newborn. And one of the most disempowering messages that we are giving pregnant women is eat whatever you want, drink whatever you want. It doesn't matter. Like, it's okay. It's not going to harm your baby. And the opposite is completely true. Now, it will harm your baby less, but the person who's paying for it is you. It's leaching this tiny human being is leaching your body, and you are not replacing those building blocks with high nutritious foods. So, for example, when I was pregnant with Tennyson, I wasn't as health conscious. I ate tons and tons of desserts and tons of sugar and tons of processed foods. I loved sugar, loved it. With Satori, but then after Tennyson, full-blown Graves' disease, full-blown autoimmune. I was the sickest I'd ever been, and it took me a really long time to heal it up. With Satori, even though we were going through the whole cancer thing, and I was as stressed as can be, I never went back into any kind of Graves' disease. I started getting it, but I knew the steps to take to come out of it, and it wasn't nearly as bad as when I had Tennyson. So what you eat matters. Putting back those building blocks that are being leached out of you when you're pregnant matters. So make sure you are taking care of yourselves, and you're feeding yourselves, and you're sleeping, and you're managing your stress as much as possible. Because if you don't, when that baby pops out and your immune system is on full alert again, things are going to break down fast and furiously. So hopefully that makes sense, you guys. Hopefully that was educational. Hopefully those really ridiculous visuals made sense for you. Take care.